Hey, Chewie, this is going to be a bit strange because I think we're both pretty stoked that this man should be wearing this as a badge of honor. I mean, I do think that. Don't you think that? Actually being kind of told to fuck off by Israel or an Israeli minister, you know, it's a broken clock, all that stuff.
Look, let's not climb the pole too hard here. Let's be clear that Israeli ministers are telling everybody to fuck off.
Yeah, you'd have to do that. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Let's have a look, eh? Have a look, have a listen, have a wee cuddle. Here we go.
Christopher Luxon isn't backing off his comments that Israel's leader has
He's
lost
a big
the
boy
plot
with
over
big
Gaza.
jobs.
He says he was expressing a personal view, with the remark making...
Except that's a bit fucking soft. I wasn't wearing my Prime Minister cap. I wear many caps, and that was the coach of my son's 11-year-old basketball team cap when I said that. Not Prime Minister and not leader of the National Party.
Before you hit play again as well,
Sure.
Chris or anybody from the Labour team that's watching, this would be an excellent opportunity for the leader of the opposition to make a strong statement against Israel and tell Benjamin Netanyahu to go and kick rocks and stop being a fucking egg.
Because they're Googling what our worst predators are at the moment. They found possums.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go.
International news, we asked Kiwis about the PM's language. Senior political reporter Benedict Collins.
Dirty language.
Our Prime Minister's serve has been heard around the world.
Comments from New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher
so
Luxon.
fragile.
Benjamin Netanyahu had lost the plot.
Netanyahu has gone way too far. I think
CNN,
he
bro.
has lost the plot.
He was condemning Israel's...
That's what I was saying. What I was saying earlier. It's like around the world, this is a good look for New Zealand around the world because it looks like New Zealand has made a stand. Now, we all know that's horseshit, and we all still understand that the spineless jellyfish in a blue suit, is that right? Did I get that right, Chewie? Is doing what he's doing. But around the world, it looks like, man, look at these Kiwis at the bottom. They're standing up to Netanyahu. It's not the case. That's why I said it's kind of a cool look.
Sorry, we're late. Sorry, we're so late.
Latest assault on Gaza City, tens of thousands of Palestinians have already been killed. But an Israeli minister hit back at Christopher Luxon on social media.
I guess when you don't really need an army because your most deadly enemy is a possum.
It's got a Kiwi accent, that Israeli minister.
Or a cat, you wouldn't comprehend the challenges that come with facing Hamas, a jihadist death cult.
Back home, Christopher Luxon was digging in.
I'm also the Prime Minister that designated the whole of Hamas a terrorist organisation. You know, I understand Hamas, but what I'm talking about is the humanitarian catastrophe and suffering that we're seeing in Gaza. And actually, you know, we need Israel to heed the global community's calls.
Not resiling from saying Netanyahu has lost the plot.
I'll just express my personal view, which is to say that, you know, we have had a global community consistently calling for time now to say release hostages.
It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me that said it. Other people said it too. Don't pick. You know. I don't want to be. I don't want to be the one to, you know, put my head above the parapet. I think that's right. Not just me. There's other people who have said stuff as well. Look at Albanese. Go see him first, then come see me.
Provide humanitarian assistance. Ceasefire.
So what do the public think about the PM's language?
I agree, Netanyahu's is disgraceful.
I suspect that Netanyahu is trying to extend the war as much as possible.
And they need to be stopped.
Others just wanted the government to get on with recognising Palestine.
What's happening in Gaza right now is crazy, and I think recognising Palestine as a state would show that New Zealand actually cares about the people.
You know what's interesting about this? They couldn't find anyone to back Israel. TVNZ couldn't find anyone today to disagree with the sentiments towards Israel. Because there is, I'm telling you, from not working for TVNZ, but working in those circles, there is no way if one person had have said something about Christopher Luxon should pull his head in, that they wouldn't have used it. Because they would have wanted to at least put some kind of quote-unquote balance on. That means TVNZ could not find a single person on the Wellington waterfront, hippies in Wellington, all your lefties, who would agree, would back Israel, which in and of itself, Chewie, is an interesting little poll.
I think it should.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Because they're people, you know. They've been mistreated.
If they can find a formula that allows for a Palestinian state without a group like Hamas running it, I would support that.
Our government now weighing up how to go about it. Benedict Collins, One News.
There you go. Chewie, sir. Round the world, the world thinks that we are giving the middle finger to Netanyahu. We know that our Prime Minister is going, I said something, I got in trouble. I do stand by it, but I need at least 6 months before I make an official public statement.
It was certainly a brave man to do a photo op where he's digging a hole. I'm just saying. Look, I'm just looking at that Israeli minister's state. Like the piece that we just played actually chopped off the end of her statement. You wouldn't comprehend the challenges that come with facing Hamas, a jihadist death cult, only a few kilometers away from your country that rape, execute, burn alive, and starve your people. Can we just run through that? Have the IDF been raping Palestinians? And has that been seen on camera?
Yes. And seen on camera behind big shield while men stand around blocking the
okay,
windows.
so they're using rape as a weapon of war. That is a war crime. Executions. We heard of executions, people being pulled aside or just executed with snipers, bullets, that sort of thing. Burned alive. Burned alive. Have we had burned alive? We have had burned alive. I will never be able to scrub that video from my fucking brain of people in hospital beds being burned alive. Starvation. I don't remember Hamas starving Israeli citizens. I do see a lot of Palestinians being starved. So I think this Israeli minister is
this might be an appropriate backdrop to your point. I just thought,
Yeah. Have we got matching drone footage from downtown Tel Aviv?
Fuck, it still blows me away just looking at that, man. I'm just like, that's not real. That's a CG movie set for Hiroshima or something. It's not real. Fucking hell.
So look, on behalf of Christopher Luxon, because I think he's had a moment overnight of going, oh shit, people noticed, and I said that Netanyahu's lost the plot and a whack job and all of that. That's too strong. So I'm going to try and walk that back. And I said that as a private citizen rather than the big leader of a big, proper, real country that has a flag and everything. So on behalf of Christopher Luxon, to this Israeli minister who's got confused over what Hamas has done and what her own defense forces have done, kick rocks, lady. Kick rocks. We can see you for what you are. I saw today that one of the proposals that the Israelis are working on is to move everyone still alive in Gaza to South Sudan. And look, because I know my history a little bit, one time there was a proposal from this guy to move a problematic population out of the place that they were causing the problem, Europe, and move them all in their entirety to Madagascar. It didn't happen. They decided to go in a different way that involved death camps and gas chambers and stuff like that. But that's what their plan was. And I'm just saying I see parallels is all. I see in these footage, I wonder if you put a drone up over the Warsaw Ghetto in 1944, would it look like this? It wouldn't, because it was a smaller area. They didn't destroy as much. But Christopher Luxon, you had a chance today to be a leader. You got real close yesterday.
Yeah.
You had a chance as a Prime Minister to gather your caucus around and say, look, I might have let a true thought escape my mouth in front of a camera, but you know what? I've had to think about it, and it's the right thing to do.
Yep, let's get on with it.
So Winnie P, call up the Israelis and tell them to take their ambassador home. Then find someone, anyone from Palestine, we're going to pick him to be an ambassador, and we're going to give him the Israeli embassy.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do something. Not this half-hearted, we're kind of going to walk it back, Christopher Luxon special. Like, be a leader. If you're
from
going
Discord? I just saw the face. I hadn't seen the face until I saw the face just then. I see the face now.
It's so good. Yes, that is from our Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, at every turn, Christopher Luxon disappoints.
Yeah.
Like, he was almost there. He can almost see that
so
this is a
close.
moment. He had his hands out. He almost touched the bell. He slipped on his shoelaces, fell flat on his face, ripped his pants, and now he has to go home. Come on, man.
I just want to show this one more time because I've lived in Auckland for most of my life. I now live in Dunedin. This drone is, well, these are 4-story buildings. So this drone is, 10 stories in the air. Imagine, like, if you live in Auckland, you go up Redoubt Road out by Manukau and you look north over the whole city. If you're in Dunedin, you go to Signal Hill, and I guess you're looking south over the whole city. What's the mountain in Wellington that the tunnel goes under? Mount Victoria? You can go up there, can't you? Yep. And go and you're looking out over the whole. Because what's just hit me this very second is this is the horizon line, right? And from, let's be generous and just call it, because that's 4 stories. Let's just call this 6 stories up. From 6 stories up, so that's a hill at least, as literally as far as the eye can see to the horizon. So you're up Redoubt Road, or you're up One Tree Hill, and you can see Takapuna, you can see all the way around to West Auckland, out to Henderson, you can see back around to Manukau, you can see all these spaces, and it looks like that. That is unbelievable. That is and remember, talking of Auckland, no, twice the size, more than 2 million people. And as far, this is not like a, like when there's the fires in LA, and unfortunately Trump goes, all of Los Angeles was burning. No, there was a sector of Los Angeles burning, and 80% of it was fine. No. I can't even say it's the reverse, because 20% is not fine. It's as far as the eye can see. Honestly, we've watched these videos a couple of times. I'm still shocked right now to look at this video. It's shocking. There's no other way. I actually can't comprehend it. I can't comprehend how many places bombs would have to have landed from where we are in this drone to the horizon. How many bombs? One there, 100 meters maybe? One there, 100 meters? Whatever it is. How many would have had, not just in a straight line to go straight to the horizon, but then 100 meters either side in a straight line to flatten everything.
Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home. We've all been to Wellington, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about Wellington City. I'm not talking about upper and lower Hatapoda or anything like that. I'm just talking about Wellington City. Wellington City is 444 square kilometres. So I want you to hold that thought. Maybe you've flown into Wellington, you've looked out the plane window, you've seen the city there. Gaza is 365 square kilometres. It's smaller than Wellington City is. And what we've seen from that drone footage is every single building is destroyed.
And I don't want to make this flippant because this is a lovely photo, but there's Mount Victoria looking over Wellington.
Right.
Now
so imagine that, all of those buildings, everything gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes the reality of it and looking at something on a map or something like that just doesn't bring it home until you literally bring it home. Gaza Strip is much, much, much smaller than the urban centre of Auckland. It's monstrous. There's a reason why the Israelis have cut off telecommunications, heavily restrict media. The media that are in there are constantly being assassinated. And the Israelis have even just very recently illustrated the math that they're happy with. We thought this one guy might be bad, so we killed him and 7 others. If you're targeting journalists, you're targeting... You don't want people to see what's happening. And you don't want people to see what's coming.
So this is up One Tree Hill looking north towards Auckland. So CBD here, Harbour Bridge here, Takapuna and North Rover here. Look at that. I mean, it's hard to maybe think about it this way because it is so green as well. But, you know, imagine no buildings, no nothing. These are hospitals down here. I think this is Green Lane around that area.
Hospitals? Hospitals?
Yeah.
Hamas. The H in hospital there's also an H in Hamas. The links are very clear, Pat. And then you see a 2,000-pound bunker buster come straight through the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine Wellington City with 2.5 million people in it.
Yeah.
The population of the South Island is 1.2 million. The entire island. It is madness. And at no point has our government gone, we are going to help.
Yeah.
In whatever way New Zealand can provide.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for the next month, and we'll get back to you after we've had a few more cups of tea and a little bit of a think about it. And Luxon's going and after see if I can get this David Seymour and this Winston Peters under control. You're not going to, by the way. But we'll think for a bit long because you know there were some buildings standing, Chewie. So maybe we just wait and see. Maybe they can all live in those buildings. They've got no faces, but there's like a 3-sided room there. So it's not the whole thing. There's still some buildings.
We haven't allowed extra visas for Palestinian family members to come here as an emergency measure. We haven't forced the issue on aid. We haven't tried to send aid ourselves. We haven't offered to send peacekeepers. We've been so passive. And as we saw in Australia, and as we see there's a series of rallies planned this Saturday right throughout the country.
Yeah.
The people want to do something. The people are sick of seeing this. The bots online that are probably run from a hallway full of phones somewhere in Tel Aviv, and they all say that they're from here, and they're all staunch supporters of Israel. They all say we should stay out. And I'm sorry, I keep coming back to this. Israel is no friend to New Zealand. They have done espionage actions in this country before. We booted their ambassador before. So Bish saying that he wants to repair the relationship with Israel a few years back. Why? Why? What reason have they given us? They're certainly not giving any reasons to be on their side now.
Can I offer one other thing? So a reason I stopped just here in this video as I thought that you see that there pretty much in this, that's a pancake building.
That's a pancake building, yep.
That's a pancake building. That's one pancaked building. Do you remember what we did as a country when, through an act of God, we had in Christchurch one particularly badly pancaked building? Do you remember what we did? Do you remember what we did as a country? Do you remember who we were, who we become as a country? When there was, and there's no shade here. Trust me, there's no guilt or anything. But what we did as a country, when we experienced one pancaked building, the CTV building. Look again. Pancaked, 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 pancaked. People standing on top of a pancake building, pancake building, pancake building, pancake building, pancaked, pancaked, pancaked. I reckon it would be fair to say some people are still grieving today in New Zealand over one pancake building. And please don't take me out of context. I'm not saying, so it's fine. I'm saying we as a nation mourned for a long, long, long time. I was working as an overnight talkback host when that all happened. I know how we grieved. They were doing it on my show. I don't even want to make a guess, but tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pancake buildings with people inside. And it's not, hang on, one more thing, one more sentence. And it's not through any fault line or any situation which can't be controlled. It's because of a country with one person at the top driving it, making decisions to do the CTV building thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Chewie.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is earthquake is one thing that's not a malicious act. It's just something that happens. This is somebody hates you, for who you are and where you're from. And you can't tell me that there was a Hamas soldier in every one of these buildings. Most other countries, like, you can criticize America for what they do, and I'll be there with you. But they at least try, or have tried in the past, to limit collateral damage. They're not always significant, they're not always successful. But this is the equivalent of, it's not even there's one guy there. It's, we think there's one guy there, and the solution to that is a 2,000-pound bomb because an AI told us that that's the way to do it.
Or even when there is one, even when there is one guy there. Now, I don't think we agree that one journalist was Hamas, but even let's say that there was one guy.
Not for a minute.
But if there was one, we'll just kill the other 20 people there to get the one. That's the other decision that's being made.
They do not care. And you jump on social media and you can find videos, Israelis talking in their own words, Israeli leaders talking in their own words. They haven't been misquoted. They consider the Palestinians subhuman. They think the children that they're killing will be terrorists. They are either fearful or hateful or both. This is generations of teaching and indoctrination. They are so fearful that they have nothing but enemies in the region, that even if they're not Israeli, they're not Jewish Israeli, then they are second, third, or subhuman class. There is no way that you can look at these images and look at how this is played out day after day after day. For what are we coming up on? 3 years now? Yeah. To see the methodical dismantling of one of the most densely populated parts of the earth. And we wring our hands and go, we can't criticize Israel. We watch videos of settlers kicking bags of flour and rice and beans off aid trucks, spilling infant formula on the ground because they hate these people so much that they are selling this real estate in New York conference centers. They have plans for this. This belongs to them. They are going to put lovely resorts and condos on this land just as soon as they get all the bones out. Maybe they'll just concrete over them. But we cannot say, like the people in the 40s said, that we didn't know until it was too late. We know. We see this every day in our pockets. And our leaders are playing it like, well, we're not sure. Fuck that. You got eyes, don't you? But I saw a thing today that was, we will remember our elected officials for what they've said on this. Mm-hmm. We will remember what Chloe have said. We will remember how strong Chris Hipkins made statements. we will remember what Simon Court fucking said. And we will judge them for the rest of their careers. That's what I will do.